Let's be real, the world is moving at lightning speed. And education? Well, it's broken free. It's not stuck inside four walls anymore. The entire way we teach and learn is being completely rewritten, like right now. So today, we're going to dive into what that really means for you. And I have to ask you this, straight up. Does it feel like the ground is just constantly shifting under your feet? I mean, with all the new technology, the new global challenges popping up, it is so easy to feel like you're just playing catch-up in a race you didn't even know you signed up for. And you know what? That feeling is absolutely real. The old blueprint for education is officially a thing of the past. And when we say classrooms no longer have walls, we're not just talking about more video calls. We mean the very idea, the boundaries of how, where, and when learning happens have just completely dissolved. Okay, so let's get into it. If we're going to get a handle on this new world, we first have to understand the forces that are actually reshaping it. You can think of these as the new, unwritten rules of the game in modern education. It's really the combination of these three things that's so incredibly powerful. First, we're facing huge global challenges that demand totally new ways of thinking. Then, at the same time, this massive digital revolution is changing how we all connect and communicate. And on top of that, there's been an explosion of new learning technologies giving us all these amazing new tools. So yeah, together, they've created this perfect storm of change. So what does this all mean for the role of the educator? Well, this new environment demands a completely new identity. The whole job description has been flipped on its head. The old model of just being a teacher, it just doesn't work anymore. Here's the absolute core of the shift. We're moving away from being the lecturer, the expert up on stage, to becoming the facilitator and guide. The new role is all about creating learning experiences, guiding that sense of discovery, and really empowering students to find their own path through all that knowledge. But, of course, this brings up a massive challenge, especially when you're not physically in the same room. With everything being digital or online or even pre-recorded, how do you create that spark? How do you keep that genuine connection and engagement that is so, so crucial for real learning to happen? This is where having the right tools becomes absolutely essential. Look, this isn't about just surviving the change. It's about mastering it. So let's open up the toolkit and see exactly what every modern educator needs to have. First thing on the list, mastering digital and blended learning. And this is so much more than just knowing which buttons to click on the latest app. It's about actually designing learning experiences that are engaging, that are inclusive, and that overcome the real-world hurdles of remote learning. Like, how do you keep a student's attention when their phone is buzzing right next to them? But all the tech in the world is only half the story. The other piece of the puzzle, and honestly, it's probably the more important piece, is professional communication. In this new world, it's not just what you're teaching, it's how you connect, how you listen, and how you build a real conversation that truly makes all the difference. So let's zoom in on one of the most critical communication skills, and one that's frankly the most overlooked. And that's the science behind the difference between just hearing someone and truly deeply listening. I mean, think about it for a second. Hearing is totally automatic. It's the passive, biological thing your ears do to pick up sound waves. It happens without you even trying. It's just physics. Deep listening, now, that's the exact opposite. It's an active, totally engaged practice. It's a skill you actually have to build and work on. It's about consciously trying to understand not just the words being said, but the meaning, the context, and the emotion behind them. A super simple but powerful technique for this is to just summarize and reflect back what you heard. Saying something like, "So what I think I'm hearing you say is," that confirms you're actually processing, not just waiting for your turn to talk. And once you nail deep listening, it's the foundation for everything else. Understanding body language, having constructive dialogues instead of arguments, navigating disagreements professionally, it all starts with that fundamental ability to truly listen. So, having all these tools is fantastic. But let's be honest, they're pretty useless if they just sit in the toolbox collecting dust, right? The final, and maybe the most important step, is actually putting them to use. It's about moving from knowledge to action and making all this theory a real part of your everyday work. And this right here is the key. The goal isn't just to understand these ideas in some abstract way. It's about being able to apply them effectively in real situations with practical solutions that make a real, measurable difference in what you do every day. And look, there's a clear path to get there. It's not a big mystery. It starts with understanding the theory, then learning to spot the moments in your daily work where it applies. From there, you just practice applying the solutions until eventually you've built the confidence to use these skills naturally without even thinking about it. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. The ultimate goal here is to empower you to become a more effective educator, a much stronger communicator, and a real key player in actually shaping the future of education. So, we've laid it all out. The landscape has changed. The roles have been totally redefined. You now have a look inside the toolkit you need to really thrive in this new world. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it? How will you shape the future of learning?